This is going to be the notes or the walkthrough lesson for 1.5, solving multi-step equations with variables on one side. First thing that we need to establish is what are like terms and what are constants. Like terms are going to be two or more terms with the same variable and the same exponent. Okay, so if you have something like 2x and negative 1/3 x, because these guys have the same variable term, they're going to be like terms. Right? What a constant is, it's pretty important. It is a term without a variable. Okay, so any numbers, basically, term without a variable. Another thing is that all constants are like terms. Okay, so like what this like terms is up here, constants are the same. Basically, any numbers without variables are constants. So we got 3 steps here for solving equations, multi-step equations specifically. Excuse me. The first step that we want to do is, especially with this, as I was saying, sorry, weird cut, solve equations by combining like terms. That's going to be your first step. Look for combine the like terms. What I like to do is I like to start by boxing my like term. So I'm going to put that over here. Box like terms. There's one other thing I want to add too. Combine like terms on the same side. And what that means is the same side of the equal sign. So I'm going to split this guy here. All right. Box like terms on same side. Little hint there. Okay. So on this left side, our like terms are going to be 3a plus 3a. All right. On the left side, we've got negative 32 minus 15. So 3a plus 3a gets me 6a. Bring down the plus 1. Negative 32 minus 15 is going to be negative 47. Okay. Then it's just like two-step equations here. So we've got move constants to the other side, which at this point we can see, okay, my variable side is going to be over here. Constant side will be over here. So we need to subtract the 1 from both sides, which will cancel that and get us 6a equals negative 48. All right. Last step is going to be use inverse operations to isolate the variable. So this is 6 times a, so we're going to divide both sides by 6 to get a equals negative 8. Okay, there we go. Now you can do the same thing with fractions too. You'll just use a calculator. Okay, so I'm going to start by doing that. I'm going to say box, just like I did before, box like terms on same side. I'm also going to say use a calculator. Okay, very important. Use a calculator here. You should always use a calculator. You have them available to you through Desmos. So here we go. My like terms on the same side. 1/3 is like terms with negative 4/5. And these guys right here, they're what we call the constant, right? So it's a term without a variable. So another weird cut, sorry. Students keep interrupting me. Yeah, use a calculator. Always use a calculator. So anyway, these are the like terms. On the right side, 5/6 x and negative 3/5 x are the like terms. So I'm going to go ahead and combine them. I'm going to start by taking 1/3 minus 4/5. That gets me on the left side negative 7/15. On the right side, I'm going to take my 5/6 minus 3/5. That's going to get me 7/30 x, and then I'm just going to bring down the plus 2/3. Okay, I'm just going to bring that down because I didn't use it. So we combine like terms on the same sides, got them. Move constants to the other side. Since your variable term is here, I'm going to label this the variable side, this the constant side. So I need to get rid of this plus 2/3. So I'm going to subtract 2/3 on both sides. So I'm going to take in my calculator negative 7/15 minus 2/3. That's going to get me, I'm going to keep it in improper fraction form because it's 1 and 2, or negative 1 and 2/15, but I want this to be in improper fraction form. So that's going to get me negative 17/15, which will equal, because these cancel, just the 7/30 x. And in the previous video, or even in the previous problem, when we have a number next to a variable, that is multiplication. So I'm going to undo this by dividing both sides by 7/30. Okay. I'm running out of room, so I'm going to actually go over here. So if I take that negative 17/15 and divide by 7/30, I get negative 4 6/7, or I get, excuse me, negative 34/7. Negative, that's supposed to be a negative. Negative 34/7 equals x. That was going to be, that's my solution. This is, just so we know, negative. All right, for the video. So pause the video. Pause the video now. Try this one. All right, so hopefully you paused it. Otherwise, it's going to be really awkward. I'm going to solve this one pretty quickly. So my like terms I see are going to be these constants here and also these variable terms. So when I take 10 plus 4, I get 14. When I take negative 8b plus 2b, I get minus 6b. This is my variable term. This is my constant term. So I will subtract 14 here and here. 26 minus 14 is 12. These cancel. Don't forget this guy right here is a negative 6b. It'll be negative 6b. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 6. To get 12 divided by negative 6 is negative 2. That is your solution. Okay. All right, on to the backside. So the backside looks a little bit different. I'm going to introduce you to a concept called distribution. Distribution, if you know what distribute means, it means like pass out. For us, we're going to pass out evenly. All right. So we're going to solve equations with distribution. From here, your first step always needs to be look for distribution. Okay. And you'll know you have distribution because you will have parentheses. Okay. So when you see parentheses, you will do the distribution. So we do have parentheses on this first problem, right? We got negative 8 times the quantity of w minus 6 equals 32. So what you're going to do is distribute. What that means is you take your term and multiply it to everything inside the parentheses. So this is how you'll see me do it. What this means is that you're going to take negative 8 times w and the negative 8 times the negative 6. Okay? Negative 8 times w and the negative 8 times negative 6. That's what's happening here. Okay, that is distributing. So negative 8 times w is negative 8w. Negative 8 times negative 6 is plus 48. All right, so these guys right here, negative 8 times w, and then negative 8 times negative 6 gets us a positive 48 there. After that, we're going to combine like terms if you can. Again, on the same side. Unfortunately, though, these guys are not like terms because 48 does not have a w. So we can skip that step. We need to move our constants to the other side. So here's my variable. So this is my variable side, which means this has to be my constant side. So I'm going to start by subtracting 48 on each side. 48s will cancel. The only thing you have left is negative 8w on the left, and then 32 minus 48 is negative 16. Since we have this negative 8 next to the w, that's multiplication, so we just divide by negative 8, which is the last step. That's the inverse operation. Okay. That's going to be the division. It gets me w is equal to positive 2. All right, there we go. I'll do one more, then I want you to try the next 3 here because there's a few more. But here we go. So I'm going to split this up. Look for distribution first. It's going to be this 6 times the negative 2/3. So 6 times negative 2/3 is what I've got going on here first. And the 6 times the b, or the 1b. Okay, so that's what we've got. 6 times negative 2/3 is going to be, let me see, negative 12/3. I believe it's 4. Yeah, no, I lied. It's negative 4. Negative 4. And then 6 times b is plus 6b. That's going to equal 5/4 because there's nothing to combine on that side. Then I'm going to, because this is my variable side, this is my constant side. There's no like terms. So we go to move the constants. So I'm going to add 4 because it's negative. That will cancel. 6b equals 5/4 plus 4 equals either 5 and 1/4, or I'm going to call it 21/4. I know that's really small. I should have given it some more room there. I will on the next one. Since we have 6 times b, I'm going to divide both sides by 6. On the left side, I'll have b. When I take that 21/4 divided by 6, I get 7/8. And that's that. Okay. There we go. I'm going to do this last one, and then these are challenging down here. If you want the answers on those, you can do that. But actually, why don't I pause here and you guys try that one. All right, so pause the video, try that one. Okay, if you didn't pause the video, awkward transition. Here we go. Okay, so look for distribution as the first step. That's 3 times 9 to get 18. No. Negative 33. 3 times 9 is 27. Then I've got 3 times negative 1x to get negative 3x. I'm going to subtract 27 from both sides to cancel on this side. This is going to be negative 60 equals negative 3x. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3 to get a positive 20 is equal to x. So if you got 20, good on you. Okay. Like I said, these are online. I think I've got the answer key for these online, but that is multi-step equations. Yeah, multi-step equations with variables on one side.